Guys, where's this rank up in the games you played this year? I mean, over 60%. You had assist on every basket. You guys are up double digits, seemed like the whole way. I mean, I know you guys have had some good performances this year, but where does this kind of rank? It's got to be up there, I would say.
I mean, the first thing is it's a rival game. So for Iona, it means a lot. And we played okay, but we have certain goals this year. Trying to go undefeated, trying to make national noise, and we definitely feel as a team that we could have played better. We shared the ball good, but there were some mishaps on both offensive and defensive end. So we just got to work on that and get better.
Tyson, you tried to put a lot of pressure on you, forced turnovers, and how much of that was a point of emphasis today? You guys moved the ball well, and you obviously protected it for the most part through the game. How much of an emphasis was that kind of navigating their defense?
They run the press just like we run the press. So Coach emphasized we wanted our press to be better than theirs, and we wanted to show them that we can handle the press because we do it every day. So I feel like we handled the press real well. I feel like we played one of our best offensive games this year. If we didn't miss free throws, I think it was 21 for 38. Would have had like 110 points, so would have blew it out the roof with that. But I feel like defensively we made a couple mistakes that left them in the game. But offensively, I feel like it was one of our better games.
And obviously, Dylan, after the Fairfield game, you guys had to kind of squeak that one out at the end. How much do you want to kind of come back? And what do you kind of take from that game to build off that to come into tonight?
I mean, absolutely, we learned a lot from the Fairfield game. Basically that three-point shooting is bigger than it's ever been. And that kind of kept us out of the game at Fairfield. So coming into this game, being part of a 4 games in 10-day stretch, we really wanted to start off right and just lock everything up. We only had a few days to lock in on scout, as to where they had 10 days, 12 days to prepare for us. So we went over the most important things, and eventually, we stuck to ourselves, and that got us to win.
For either of you, Manhattan got within 5, and then you guys went on, I think it was a 13-3 run after that. They hit a few threes. What was the message in the huddle when they got that close? And what did you guys do to get the lead back in the double digits?
We realized that run coming back to 5 points gave them some confidence, and the most important thing was right now kill their confidence, lock down defense, and take it from there.
And it looked like for stretches that you guys were more efficient when Nelly was out with foul trouble. When he's not going, what does that say to the rest of this team with the firepower you have that you can be even better without a guy that people think is one of your better players?
I mean, we have so many weapons on this team. We've had games where Quinn went off, where I had a good game, where Walter had a great game. So yes, Nelly is one of our best players, but we have so much weapons that it really doesn't matter who goes off as long as the team wins.
In that last 5-6 minutes, became like a foul fest both ways. It turned to be 59 fouls in that game between both teams. How frustrating was that, going both ways, both on offense and defense, in like a game that became a foul fest?
Very frustrating.
Very frustrating.
Game was extremely long.
Yeah.
But it's for a game like this, we got a big time officiating crew, so it's at a high level, and every little contact gets called. So it's a little bit more tight than it usually is. So that kind of it was frustrating.
Right. Thanks.
Tyson, what was the difference on that? The team shot so well. You were over 60%. You were really aggressive attacking the Manhattan defense.
I think the pressure they put on us allowed us to play like we play in practice. So a lot of the shots we got, a lot of the movement that we got today is the same type movement and shots that we get in practice going against this same press. So I feel like we adapted well to it. Obviously, we made more shots, made some nice passes. I think it was more guards on the court when Nelly went out, so we had more floor spacing, more people that can drive, kick, and move the ball. So I feel like we just kept executing offensively and didn't get shook up in the pressing and all their physical defense.
Dylan, just going to ask you, when Trey went in and Osborne went in, they had to play a lot of minutes tonight and made some points. It started to look like they got some confidence on the court.
I mean, these guys, like Nelly is a great big man, but sometimes people forget how good Osborne and Trey are just because they have the stand of Nelly. But these guys go against Nelly every day and they get better every day. So yeah, when Nelly gets out, we still have some powerful big men who can pass the ball. You have a 7-footer in Oz who has a vision of a guard, and you have a big man in Trey who's just as strong as Nelly. So we really don't go down that much if Nelly goes out.
Well, we did a lot of really good things offensively tonight against a very good defensive team. We cut well, we passed well, but we basically had 28 turnovers because missed free throws are like a turnover. And we were 21 for 38, so I figured we had 32 turnovers. I give them 4 misses, so we really had 28. So really disappointed in it because, you know, it's one thing for a couple of guys to do it, but guys like Tyson Jolly and Dylan Van Eyck, there's no excuse for that type of free throw shooting that's going on. It's going to cost us in a big way if we keep shooting free throws like this. So I'm disappointed, although the execution was terrific, the play was outstanding, the free throw shooting can cost you games. You can't win 3 games in a tournament shooting free throws like that. So we've got to put in the work to do a better job with that. But outside of that, very good win, moved well, passed well, did a good job.
Yeah, they play tough defense. You know, it's kind of what they're known for. They put pressure on you. You guys handled that well by sharing the ball. You know, I know it was something you mentioned, but what do you see from your guys tonight in terms of where they shared the ball and how much of that?
Yeah, I think they passed, they cut well, but again, when you go to the line 38 times and you make 21, they're turnovers. So yes, the execution was great, but they're very smart. Just foul them. Don't give them their cuts. And you can't. It's not like a hack a Shaq one player. You know, it's your key players. So we did a great job of, you know, we're up 20 and they kept hustling, kept playing, and we're happy with the win. We're disappointed in the execution.
You had obviously a short turnaround after coming back from St. Louis, and you know you guys had to pull that one out Tuesday at Fairfield. What did you see from the team that game and how they kind of bounced back tonight?
This is going to sound what I told them in the locker room. I said I didn't come to Iona for mediocrity. I didn't. I came for greatness, and greatness is every phase of the game of basketball. And I'm not talking about Donovan Mitchell's not out there or Rozier. I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about execution. So they executed like great players tonight, and they shot free throws like a bad basketball team. So we missed a layup and 2 free throws with the game on the line against St. Louis. We would have had a great road victory. So it did cost us. It didn't cost us tonight, but it cost us there. So we just got to work on it. Got to put the time and effort into it.
Obviously, Nelly was out of the lineup most of the game today.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Nelly was out most of the game today because of foul trouble, and you had a lot of guys kind of step up in his place. Trey and Oz, I mean, they seem like they kind of gave you some good minutes. So,
They did.
Yeah, what did you see from them, and kind of how you guys reacted to Nelly being out and how everybody kind of stepped on?
I thought Osborne, he hasn't played basically in 2 years. He did a lot of good things. I thought Trey did a lot of good things. He didn't rebound well enough, but he did a good job when he was in there. You know, he's just a freshman. He's going to be a good basketball player down the road.
Rick, it seemed like when Nelly was out of foul trouble that this team was a little more efficient without him tonight. What can you say about the firepower that this
Well,
team has?
Osborne is obviously a much better passer, so that helps. Osborne's first thing, he looks to pass the ball. He's also a pretty good mid-range shooter. So your flow is better. Your defense is not as good, but your flow is better.
Coach, after the Fairfield game, you were talking about Elijah Joyner working with him and improving his play at point. How do you feel he did that
I
tonight?
think Elijah has made a 360, not a 180, a 360. And what I tried to explain to him was, I said, Elijah, you're a decent three-point shooter. You're not a great three-point shooter. You're decent. But if you come down on the break and shoot a 3, you're shooting 18% in the season. And from two-point line, you're shooting 56%. So it behooves you to shoot the 3 at the end of the clock, not at the beginning, and get us drive the basketball. And tonight he had a wide open 3. He drove instead. We passed it, got a wide open 3. So he's been when you see these percentages, 56% in the first half, for the game, what is that, 68 in the second half, that's Elijah Joyner, and that's the guards moving the basketball. You don't, against a team like Manhattan, you don't see these type of numbers. So that's really, really good.
Coach, you had Quinn Zielinski in along with Dylan for a portion in the first half. How did you see that working?
It was okay. It was okay, nothing great, it was okay.
How's Walter?
He'll probably miss Sunday's game,
Yeah.
but
What was he, where did he hurt?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he went down, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate, late in the game like that. He's been a key, he's a key guy for you guys off the bench. Yeah.
Rick, you talked about having to work at the foul shooting, like 73% from the foul line against St. Louis, 59 versus Fairfield, 62% tonight. How much, you have to literally adjust the practices to work on something like that?
They're not in school, they can live in the gym.
Okay.
But it's no excuse for good players like Nelly 5 for 9, Barrick 0 for 2, Tyson 0 for 2, Dylan 3 for 6, and Walter 3 for 6. No excuse. Excuses with those guys sign a weakness. If you said to me, okay, Nelly's not a great free throw shooter, I'll buy it. But the other guys, no excuse. That's just time, productivity, and
Is it possible at this point in the season to correct that in the middle of the season?
no question about it.
Definitely.
Yeah, no question about it. There's no reason for Dylan, Tyson to be bad foul shooters. No reason.
Thank you.
Rick, quarter of the way in the conference season, how far ahead do you feel this team is from where you envisioned it might be 5 games into the year?
I'm not happy with the team. I'm just not happy with the team. Not pleased at all. Not pleased with losing to St. Louis. I'm not pleased with losing to Belmont. But my expectations are very high, very high. So you look at the record and you see, what are we, 13-3? So you say, okay, I look at how you're playing. If I felt I'll take 10-5 or 10-6 if we're playing great, executing, rather than that. So I don't think we're playing great. Now tonight we were great with passing and cutting, yes. But I don't think we're playing great basketball right now. And that bothers me. So where I'm at in the season, right now, I'm not pleased. I'm not pleased. So it's up to us to do something about it. And we certainly are happy with winning any game, but we are not pleased. Not happy with the way we played against Marist, not happy with the way we played against St. Louis, and certainly not happy with the way we shot free throws tonight. Because they're turnovers, guys. They're turnovers. There's no excuse to be a bad foul shooter today. None. Unless most bad free throw shooters in the NBA, it's because the size of their hands. If you all could see this, if you had very big hands, let's take this analogy. You all probably played some basketball. Take a volleyball and try to shoot a free throw. That's what it is for a big guy with big hands. The feeling of a volleyball shooting. These guys don't have huge hands at all. So there's no excuse for this, none. And I'm very, very close to having a heart attack.
Rick, I was sitting right behind you, and in the last 6-7 minutes, it seemed like you probably got most frustrated with when the game became like a foul fest. What's that like as a coach when your game comes like a foul fest at the end there?
Let me give you an example, like good teams don't do. Like Dylan Van Eyck, who's a very smart player, probably the MVP of the team this year so far. Elijah Jordan is wide open underneath the basket. He tries to throw it long and make a spectacular pass. Why would you do something like that? It's 50-50 ball. Elijah's right there. So those are things that you can control. You can control certain things. You can't control missing shots. You can't control missing free throws. I'm a big believer in look, I'm 69. I can literally shoot blindfolded better than them. Blindfolded. I've done it at camps all my life. I go to the foul line at camps and I can shoot 7 out of 10 closing my eyes. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. It really isn't. So I'm bothered by it. I really am.
Coach, the other night you were talking about the bench and you were a little frustrated that you weren't getting enough out of them. Did you see anything tonight that made you feel better about it?
I guess a typical coach acting like a horse's ass with a good victory tonight. But I know, I've been in this game so many times, if you shoot free throws like this in St. Louis, it's going to bite you. It's going to bite you come tournament time. You're not going to make the NCAA. So, we've got to do something about it. And we put in a lot of time last year, but when guys are shooting line drive shots, we all know why Steph Curry's such a great shooter. It's been like that ESPN science. He shoots at the biggest rim in basketball because of his arc. So he shoots at 80% of the rim. The way we're shooting free throws, we're not shooting at 50% of the rim. We're just trying to get it over the front. And that's a technique that we have worked on. There's no excuse for that.